We've already seen a couple of possible show stealers, and we got another one coming up right here, one that I've been looking forward to very highly. Oh, and there he is, our striker, electrifying the crowd.
He is not the entrant we're awaiting here.
Thank goodness.
Introducing first, from Camden, New Jersey, and weighing 180 pounds, he is the Prince of Camden, Desean Pratt.
And for those of you who may have missed our last event, Desean Pratt made his debut in the IWA in the Hot Start Scramble match, and he won that match against 5 other competitors, the field, which included his opponent for tonight, and the last entertainer, Encore.
Desean Pratt definitely earning his spot at the last show here in the IWA, and here's his first step up the ladder. But I'll tell you right now, the man that he's going up against here tonight may just be the hottest up-and-comer here on the Northeast.
Although Desean Pratt won the Hot Start Scramble match at the last event, a lot of people are saying that the standout of that match was Encore, hence why this match was put together by Miguel Sosa.
And you know what? No surprise. Both men super impressive in that match, and I have no doubt that this one right here is going to have this audience rocking. Encore doing what he does, connecting with the young fans. Everywhere he goes, this man electrifies the crowd, and tonight will be no different.
Encore, of course, a fan favorite here in the IWA, which goes a long way. Of course, I think it's accurate to say that Encore is probably the most athletic wrestler in the IWA locker room. Wouldn't that be fair to say?
I will not disagree with you on that, but don't sell Desean Pratt short. This one is going to be a match. It's going to be a mirror image, both of them going back and forth. I know we're going to be very impressed here tonight.
Now, when we talk about advantages and disadvantages in a wrestling match, what Encore has in athleticism, Desean Pratt has way much more in experience. Desean Pratt, of course, a veteran of many, many years in the sport of professional wrestling. And even though Encore may be the better athlete, Desean Pratt's been around long enough to know the tricks of the trade, wouldn't you say?
Well, there's nothing that competes with experience in this business. You made a very good point there, Alan. Desean Pratt, he's been around the block a few times. Encore may be the hot up-and-comer, but Desean Pratt knows what it takes to get it done inside that square circle. And let's not forget that he does possess the size and strength advantage.
It's interesting to note, though, that in that Hot Start Scramble match, Desean Pratt did not pin Encore to win that match. So this one will truly determine who is the better wrestler.
I think both men have something to prove here tonight.
This is only the second appearance in the IWA for each man, as Encore moving really slick here.
And you got to expect that Encore's coming in here with something to prove, and he knows he has to get a win. He's coming off of a loss at the last show. Desean Pratt has a little bit more momentum, and Encore needs to get a win tonight to prove that he deserves to stay here in the IWA and to move to that next run up the ladder.
And see, this is the difference between the styles of the two men. Of course, the athleticism, as we mentioned, of Encore. He likes to move fast. He likes to move swift. But you see Desean Pratt very methodical and a slow pace to his approach here.
And you know what? To your point earlier, I think that goes to the experience of Desean Pratt. He's probably been watching tapes. He knows what Encore's bringing to the table, and he knows he's going to have to switch it up if he's going to throw Encore off his game.
And as you see, Encore telegraphed Desean Pratt that time, and he telegraphs him again. What are we going to see off the back of Desean Pratt? Goes Encore off the ropes. He ducked the line, hopped over the man, took the man down, rolled him over into a kick, and he faked Desean Pratt out. And there's a little showmanship from Encore. However, I'm going to ask you, Chris Cage, as a longtime veteran of the sport, the showmanship, do you think that might come back to bite Encore here in this match?
Well, you know, that's a double-edged sword right there, because as you see, Encore trying to use it to get into the head of Pratt. And Pratt shrugging it off right now, not letting it get into his head right now, but that could come back to bite both men later on. If Pratt stays focused, I don't think Encore's showboating is going to be a factor in this matchup.
And Desean Pratt playing Encore's game here. It doesn't look as good, but he's doing it.
But if you notice, it might have gotten into the head of Encore a little bit more than it got into the head of Desean Pratt. That's experience right there.
Desean Pratt looking like Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio with those dance moves.
What are you talking about? He looked like Fred Astaire. I don't know what you're talking about.
And this crowd calling for a dance-off here. Are we going to see a dance-off? Only here in the Intense Wrestling Alliance, I tell you.
Come on, what are we doing here? I came to see a fight.
And Encore busting out some moves. They don't call him the last entertainer for no reason. The crowd here going wild.
All right, watch this. Pratt is about to bust it down. He's stretching. He's getting those hammies ready because he's about to rock everybody so hard that they might need to call an ambulance. Here it comes.
I think if Desean Pratt was in the Apollo Theater, the Sandman would have came on the stage.
What are you talking about? I want to see an encore of what Desean Pratt just did. That's called old school right there.
And a little sportsmanship here. Oh, wait, he tricked him. Handshake into the takedown. That's a move out of the Chris Cage playbook.
Very smart.
Arm drag. Beautiful textbook arm drag that time. Wheelbarrow from Encore into an arm drag. A pinning combination, only a 1 count.
Here's a sweep by Pratt.
A sweep by Pratt into a 1 count for Encore. Kip up. And Encore said, challenge. What do you think of this match so far, Chris Cage?
So far, it's delivered as we thought it would. And I know we've only gotten started. Both men still haven't really got off the blocks here in this one. This is still the feeling out process, clearly.
And again, at the last show, these two were in the Hot Start Scramble, so they shouldn't be much of a feeling out process. These two no stranger to each other.
Yeah, but let me tell you something now. A 5-man scramble and a one-on-one where you can look at your opponent in the eye and pay attention to everything he's doing, it's a completely different ball game.
Nice knee to the face by Desean Pratt, but a nonchalant cover, and it's going to take much more than that to keep the last entertainer down for 3. Desean Pratt now taking his time. He's in control, firmly.
No surprise there. Desean, the more experienced man. Watch this.
Nice forearm that time. That stunned Encore.
That's the kind of stuff I like to see.
Brought him down to 1 knee, and I'm sure it is. And another forearm, and Encore looks dazed. The lights are on, but nobody's home. As Desean Pratt just stomping away in the corner. Referee Ozzy had to back him up. And Desean Pratt assuring us all that Encore is quote-unquote good.
He doesn't look that good right now. Doesn't look as peppy as he did in the beginning. Looked like he came out here with a game plan to take Desean Pratt out of his game. But as Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face, like we just saw Encore get a few seconds ago.
And Encore he's moving slow here. I think the experience factor of Desean Pratt is showing its face. Wait, Encore, wait a minute, I spoke too soon. He telegraphed him with a boot, another boot.
Encore still got some juice in him. He's not down yet.
Victory roll into a pinning combination. Desean Pratt kicked out at 1 though, and a nice clothesline that leveled Encore that time.
Nice victory roll, but laid him right back down. Desean Pratt has been in control for most of this matchup. I think once we got all that showboating out the way and we started getting down to the wrestling, we're starting to see who the better man is. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me ask you a question, Chris Cage, as we see Desean Pratt work over Encore here on the ropes. Do you think for any split second that Encore is more show than wrestling ability?
Well, you know what? He's young. This is what these young cats do nowadays. They're all about the show. They're all about the boat. They're all about getting these fans all riled up. But obviously, Desean Pratt didn't come here for that today. He came to win. You see him going for the cover every time he's in control. That's a smart veteran right there.
And Desean Pratt controlling this match with a slow, methodical pace. And I think that a fast pace doesn't suit Desean Pratt, as we see Encore firing up as he's trying to fight his way back into this match here with an Irish whip to the opposite corner.
You see, but this is what we've been talking about the whole time. Encore has been desperately trying to get his momentum going, and he's been having trouble. Desean Pratt has been one step ahead and has had an answer for everything that he has had thrown at him so far.
Well, Encore's got a one-up right now. Can he capitalize? He landed a little gingerly on that bad wheel.
And just like I said, Desean Pratt one step ahead of Mr. Encore.
And that's the veteran experience of Desean Pratt as we see a 2 count. Encore, you can see the look on Encore's face. He's hurting. He's taking a pounding.
Well, you know what I noticed? You know what I like about this tonight? Is that Encore came in here thinking he was going to work his match, but Desean Pratt has forced him to work Desean Pratt's match, and that's why Encore is in trouble here. Desean Pratt, like I mentioned earlier, he's done his study, and he knew exactly what he had to do to slow Encore down, and he's been executing it to perfection.
And I think, partner, what you said earlier is true. Desean Pratt must have watched tape of that Hot Start Scramble match, a tape of Encore, religiously in preparation for this match, because like you said, everything that Encore has thrown at him, he's had an answer for.
That's right. Right here into the lateral press, all his weight on the chest. Even if you don't get the win, let me tell you the strategy about that, Al. You want to go for these pin covers when you're in control, because you might not get that 1, 2, 3, but every time you force your opponent to exert his energy to make that kick out, his gas tank is getting just a little bit more empty.
Absolutely. And Desean Pratt mocking the crowd here, asking him, are they entertained? Of course, Encore known as the last entertainer. But I don't think we're going to see an encore if this match keeps going the way that it does. Desean Pratt scales to the top rope here.
Desean Pratt needs to get up here and execute and not taunt.
And Encore just out of nowhere caught a second win. That was an unorthodox maneuver. I think he went for a Spanish fly, but ended up just throwing Desean Pratt instead. But it's still an effective maneuver. But Encore's so badly beat up, he can't capitalize.
That just speaks to the punishment he's taken in this match. He tried to get up there in one leap, didn't get all of it that he wanted, but he got him off the top rope nevertheless. This may be the chance Encore needs.
And both men are down. Referee Ozzy with a count here. Will either man get back up to his feet, or are we going to see a double count out here?
The pain etched on Desean Pratt's face. That was a nasty fall. He took over the top rope. Here's the cover.
1, 2, and no. And I think if he wasn't badly beat up and would have went for that cover immediately, he might have gotten the 3.
And he needs to get more than just an arm over the chest of Desean Pratt. You need to get some weight on that chest to get that 3 count.
And now Encore, he's in control here. Hurricane Rana. Desean Pratt in the corner prone. Here's Encore with a big rising forearm. Off the ropes he goes. And a tornado DDT. That is a signature move of Encore. Can he capitalize on the pinfall?
Drilled him.
2, and only a 2 count that time. It looked like Desean Pratt took every ounce that he had left to kick out of that pinfall attempt.
I mean, when you get drilled right on the top of the cranium like Desean Pratt just did, you need to use every ounce of energy to get out of that pin cover. I'm sure he's trying to shake the cobwebs loose right now, using the ropes to try to get to his feet.
And here we go. Encore in control now. The opposite of earlier in this match. Double knees to the chest.
This is where Encore is most dangerous.
Desean Pratt with a counter up and over. Encore up and over. He spiked him on his head with a poison rana.
Wait a minute. It could be over.
What a maneuver. And a 2 count. How did Desean Pratt kick out of that? And what a match we've got here at IWA Save the World.
The only thing I got to say about that is Desean Pratt's tank has to be just a little bit more full than your man Encore right here, because I don't know how he kicked out of that one right there. I thought it was over.
Chris Cage, let me ask you a question. As a veteran, just like Desean Pratt is, when you've been hit with a flurry of offense like that, how do you come back from that at this point in the match? What is it that you have to do?
Well, you know what? This is where being in top physical condition comes into play, like Desean Pratt is. You need to be able to dig yourself out of those deep corners. You need to be able to kick out when nobody thinks you can, and you need to know where you are at all times inside that ring to take advantage of the ring positioning.
And now the repeated kicks to a prone Desean Pratt. Desean Pratt looks like he can't even defend himself right now. He was playing possum, a trip up. He went for the kick, missed it the first time, got it the second. Here's the cover.
Just when my man Desean was out, he flips the tide one more time and he's back in control here.
Desean Pratt back in control. And the crowd loving this match here. As Desean Pratt.
I gotta say, I think the crowd respects the effort that both men have put into this one.
Absolutely, as do I. What a kick to the face that time. Desean Pratt, Falcon Arrow, will that put him away?
Here's the hook, he hooked both legs, very nice.
And Encore, some way, somehow, kicked out at 2.
Encore showing his resiliency here. I understand now why we brought him back to the IWA. This kid has got heart.
And Encore, it looked like that kick out took the last of what he had in the tank. Slow to get to his knees, Desean Pratt up quickly as he slaps Encore in the face. Wait, Encore, that might have woke Encore up.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Encore trying to give it back. A slap battle breaking out here.
Now forearms, and those are coming heavy and loaded. And these two slugging away. And Encore's getting the better of this exchange. With a kick. Desean Pratt, if you see the look on his face, he looks dazed.
He's getting glazed. That look in his, wait a minute. Spin kick to the breadbasket. He's got him doubled over here. It's the double leg takedown.
What is this? A pinfall combination. And Encore, oh my God, into a destroyer. That might be it. Desean Pratt looks like he's out. 1, 2, and only a 2 count.
I don't know how he kicked out of that one right there, Al. The Canadian Destroyer drilled him right at the top of his head. He got tangled in the ropes. Oh my God, I think Desean is out right here.
And you can tell by the look on Encore's face, he's probably asking himself, what more is it that I have to do to put this man away?
I gotta wonder the same thing, because after something like that, I gotta expect that Pratt is just going on fumes right now. It was strict, pure instinct that made him kick out of that one right there.
Chris Cage, let me ask you, as an in-ring competitor, when you pulled out all the stops and hit the man with the biggest move in your arsenal, what is your thought pattern?
Well, the key is to stay focused. These are the moments that you can get frustrated and it can cost you. Encore needs to stay on his game. He's got the advantage. He's still in control here.
And we see a wheelbarrow into a victory roll. Encore and a kick out by Desean Pratt. And this match seems like it's never going to end, but I'm enjoying it. Like McDonald's, I'm loving it.
To be
pinfall combination. Desean Pratt continues his momentum and outstreak, and he defeats Encore.
You know something, Al? I think what we were talking about earlier was the deciding factor in this match. At the end of the day, it came down to experience. Both men went back and forth with everything they had, but Mr. Desean Pratt just had one more trick in his bag than Encore did, and he pulled it out. And tonight, your winner, Desean Pratt. I got to give it up to him. Respect on my part.
And you got to also respect Encore. He has nothing to be ashamed about wrestling in this match. He was just a split second away from a victory. But like you said, the experience factor came back to help Desean Pratt in the long run.
You know what? I hope we get to see Encore here back again, because he is an impressive athlete. But maybe he needs to go back to the drawing board and figure himself out a little bit, so the next time we see him here, the business could be a little bit different.
And what do we have here? Oh, a sign of respect here. And that's what we like to see here in the IWA sportsmanship, as Desean Pratt showing a great deal of respect to Encore. And you hear the crowd saying, this is awesome. This truly was an awesome match. And I think that these two went for match of the night.
Absolutely. We said it earlier. and it proved true. We got a few matches tonight that could be candidates for match of the night. I'm sure the night is not over, but give it up to Encore, everybody. You're watching at home here live. Encore gave us the performance of his night, and he deserves the adulation he's getting right now. Respect.
And you hear it from the crowd, too. Encore, nothing to be ashamed about in a losing effort, a close effort for the last entertainer here at IWA.
Two of the greatest athletes that ever...